Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of our OSINT Curious live stream. Yeah, we should wave it and stuff. Yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm Michael Hoffman, otherwise known as Web Breacher on the interwebs, and it's really nice to be back. It feels like it's been a while since we've been back on. But let's see who's here. Why don't we start with Stephen? Why don't you say hi?
Hi, everybody. I'm Stephen Harris, better known as Nick's Intel. I'm really looking forward to being back. It does feel somehow like we've been away forever. I don't know why it feels like that, but I'm really looking forward to this evening's webcast. And now I will ask John to introduce himself.
Hey everybody, John Turbush, the Gumshoe on Twitter. Good to be back and here for another live stream with everyone.
Cool.
Ines.
Hi everyone, good afternoon or good morning or good night from where you are at in the world. Ines Narciso, IWN_LX on Twitter. Really excited as well. I don't have that feeling that it's been that long actually, but that's probably because I've been moving so fast and time just flies by.
Yeah. It does. And thank you to whoever is joining in, all of our audience that is on Twitter, Twitch, or Twitter Periscope, Twitch, and YouTube. Let's see who's out there. We've got Nick and Reset Flag, nice. Nocent, hello. Labella, Ryan, nice. Lord Marquez, yes. Lots of people. Cool. Great. So for those of you that are joining us for the first time, or those of you that are long-term viewers, down at the bottom of the screen right now is our webpage, osintcurio.us, OSINT Curious. We also have the handle that we use on most places, at OSINT Curious. The Discord is not our Discord, but it's one that we're a guest on, is the fabulous and fairly professional OSINT, the Searchlight Discord that we are on. If you want to continue the conversation after this, and then finally, if you would ever consider subscribing to this channel or supporting us in any way financially using the Patreon link that is now scrolling on the screen, we would always appreciate it. All right. So this show is going to be one that we're going to really focus on two things. And the first thing, as always, and I think as Nick already said in the comments, we are going to be doing the Geoguessr game, which I know Inesh is really thrilled about. Stephen is an ace at, and John is incredible at. So I'm going to be learning a lot from my peers here. We're going to do that. And then Inesh has a whole bunch on genealogy and open source intelligence. And I thought that would be a really neat thing for us to do kind of the last half of the show. So stick around. As always, we are going to ask for your help in doing the Geoguessr game. For those of you that don't know, Geoguessr is one where we are put in a certain place using Google Maps, and we have to figure out where in the world we are. We do the daily challenge, so we have 3 minutes to figure out where we are and put that pin on a map, and we have 5 rounds of that. And my goal every single time is to get over 20,000 points, which has happened several times, which is good. As always, we want to not cheat here. I think ethics is important in this game. There are a bunch of ways that we could figure out exactly where that latitude, longitude is.
When we play with sector, is that cheating technically?
It's not. I mean, it's having a ringer, but also I saw in the comments that somebody has already done the daily challenge. If you have, I'm going to ask that you not give us hints, not give us the answers, just so that we can work through this stuff. And if you know where this is based upon your knowledge or based upon something you see in the images, then please, please, please tell us where you think we are and tell us why you think we're there. All right. Inesh, John, Stephen, y'all ready?
Let's go.
Let's go.
And remember, please do not Google, Bing, Yandex. Don't search on any of the words that we see or whatever. Let's just do this from our memories. Okay, here we go. This is our daily challenge, and we are on the Geoguessr.com site. Here we go. You have been challenged. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. first? Ooh, palm trees.
Okay, palm trees, somewhere hot.
I'm
Drive
thinking
on
Middle East. Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Right.
Yeah.
Dr. Suleiman, I'll have you.
Emirates.
Yeah.
Emirates
Let's see
somewhere
what
probably
It looks
because
really
it's also
nice,
English.
right? It's a country with
Yeah.
some money. They have English and Arabic.
Okay. Oh, Dubai. Dubai.
Yeah.
Dubai.
Yeah.
That would definitely be UAE. Now let's go ahead and figure out where we are. Here's DXB. Where is the airport? Yep, I see that. Samira. Sorry. So Udmaitha Road, Al Ain. Let's see if we can find out Al Ain over here.
Exit 55. So if we can find the motorway.
Yeah. All right. UAE, Abu Dhabi. So we are near Dubai, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And there's Albert Shah.
E11. That was the motorway.
What road are we on now? We're on the 11?
E11, or is that sign for E11?
Well,
it
there's
might be a
E66.
So E66, D79.
Okay, I see 311s. Hang on. Let's zoom out a little bit.
Well, I'm guessing it's not far from that airport.
Yeah, where is that airport?
It looks like on the right
Is it
that you have
11?
some water or something.
E11 and D79. Okay, so wait, here's E11, and here's D69. Here's D79 right there.
And there's an airport on the upper
And
right.
there's the E11, and there's the airport.
Right there. All right, should we go right here?
Yeah, just click near one of those exits. It's got to be.
All right, let's try it. Oh, all right. That's great. Look at that, 1.8
awesome.
kilometers.
Nailed it.
That is awesome.
So we only dropped 6 points on that out of 5,000. That's pretty good.
Yeah. I guess if we had zoomed in a little further, we might have been able to find the actual exit, but that was exit 55, which it was saying, right?
They gave us a lot right there on those signs, right?
Yeah, that was really helpful. Let's just take a look. So one of the things that we like to do for those of you that are just joining us is we like to look at the sites the countries that we're in to learn about them so that we're not just always guessing. We're trying to get smarter and faster at this. This is the Geotips .net website. I'll post this into the reset flag. That is a good start. This is the site we're on. This is really helpful for analyzing Google Street View imagery. This main page tells us whether they drive on the left side of the road, the right side of the road. That's the colors red and blue, or if they use the Trekker, which is a backpack for the Google Street View. Here in the UAE, here we've got the flag. Abu Dhabi's the city. We didn't care about that. So the road lines, all right. Yeah. Also has black and white curbs, black and yellow curbs. There's sand. That's always good.
Tip off.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So
The signs were exactly like that, like with the Arabic and then the English and.
Yeah,
I haven't seen this resource before, but it's really, really useful. It's a load of different bits of information all tied in one place.
Oh, you haven't seen Geotips before?
I've never seen Geotips before. It's great.
Oh, yeah. So we use Geotips so that we're not just guessing over and over again. We get better. Like here, these are the license plates. So if we see a green one, like, all right, we know that could be over here. And we just look at all of these things to see if there's anything like really, really important that comes out. We saw the palm trees, and then usually at the bottom they will show things like the alphabet. So if you're looking at signs, if you see this is something we used when we were looking at Portugal versus Spain type of things, looking at the differences in the letters. Cool. All right. Well done, everybody. That was amazing. Off to a great start. All right. Let's go to round number 2. Help us out, everybody. Help us out. Ooh, Malaysia insurance. I'm guessing Malaysia.
Yes.
Awesome. It's like the sun. Oh, wait, Manila.
Oh, Manila. That's the Philippines.
Yeah. Okay. So we've got, that would be Manila. Thai massage. Let's see. So let's see what this is. What does that say? CH Nelson City.
It's weird because you can't. Yeah, it's definitely Asian.
Yeah.
Probably Manila, but I haven't seen any Spanish.
Okay, well, let's go down here and we'll take a right on the screen here on this. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Here's a sign. Oh, this is kind of Chinatown. Lucky.
Chinatown.
By the stoplights, yeah, you have the
Quintin,
street
was it?
over
Perez.
Paredes.
Paredes.
Manila. Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
Manila. But now we have to figure out where in Manila.
Quintin
That would
Paredes
help
Road.
the city. I mean, that fire truck probably isn't too far from
All right.
where it's stationed.
Let's see. Manila is here. Yeah, but let's see what part of Manila. All right, let's see if we see like some route numbers or something.
Well, we have that road there, right?
Yeah, but I
It
can't
looks
just
quite
look at
central.
every one
It
of
looks-
these roads. It's going to be crazy. Okay, Chinatown. Yeah, but where's Chinatown? Black Rain. Where's Chinatown? I see Chinese General
Chinese.
Hospital.
Hospital, probably in that area, yeah.
Okay, let's just see.
It's supposed to be quite central, isn't it, with the height of the buildings and everything?
Yeah, and the roads that they're like two. It's a big square where there's like two parallel roads going around it. Yeah, it's a big
Definitely.
city.
Very urban, high density.
No
Okay.
water.
Tayuman.
Tayuman? Is that a city, Ryan?
I'm guessing that is.
Zoom in again, Micah, where
What's
you
that?
clicked at the moment. There's something got like BRGY, and that was what was written on the fire truck. So
Okay.
where our marker is at the moment, there's like keep going in a little. Yeah,
BRGY.
BRG. All right.
Whoa, they're
It's
different
literally
areas.
everywhere.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
I think. All right, let's keep going down here
That
because
doesn't help at all.
hey, at least we got Manila already, right? I mean, that's
Yeah.
helpful. Regina Garden. God, I wish I could just search for this and put it right
Yeah.
there. Right? We don't see water though.
No.
All right. So where's Chinatown? Does somebody know where Chinatown is? Off their head, not searching for the. Oh, we have 5 seconds left. Holy cow!
Oh, tag it.
All right.
Oh,
Oh, cool.
That is awesome. Wow. I was like, wait, there's 5
Now,
seconds. left.
again, we're starting off here. which
Yeah,
is
we
not
are.
usual for when I've done this before, looking right at a sign that pretty much tells you where you are. So
Yeah.
that helps a lot.
It's not like we're doing really well. It's because it's been
Hey,
easy.
we are doing really well. What are you talking about? All right, we're doing Philippines. We are in Manila because we saw that on the sign when we first got there. Let's see what the roads look like. So we have some with the double yellow lines, some with the white lines. Manila is driving on the right-hand side of the road, which is good. Here we have speeding kilometers. Ooh, here Inesh, we see. Is this Spanish words?
Yeah, that's
Latinos?
Spanish. That N with the wave on the top, it's Spanish.
Okay. Look at that. They show you the back of the signs, light poles. Let's see if there's anything at the bottom that was important. Okay, so the license plates will say Philippines on them. And then here's all the different regions. And I think that's what we were really looking at there with the BRGY.
that makes sense.
Yeah. Architecture. All right. General look. Basketball hoops. All right. Okay, cool. Let's go all the way to the bottom. And there's the Filipino alphabet. Oh. Here we have, there's the N with the line above it, like you were saying. But other than that, it looks like English alphabet, which is helpful to me. All right, cool. That was excellent, everybody. Excellent. Let's keep going. Now, you know the next one's going to be like in the middle of the desert and there's nothing around. Yeah, with our luck. No, it's not. All right.
Oh, another city.
Wow, cool.
Ooh, that is beautiful. All right.
So a big castle.
Yeah.
Castle, and I'm seeing deciduous trees here instead of pine trees or palm trees.
Can I think European? I know European.
I think
for
kind of
castles.
northern, western Europe.
Well, and this looks like it would be a trekker instead of because it doesn't look like we're on a bicycle,
Yeah,
maybe.
bicycle
That
track.
doesn't mean it's not
And
Europe.
water.
We know there's lots of street view stuff on trails and things. And
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
move forward. Oh, I can't move forward. Scotland. Ooh. Okay.
No,
What do you think
too much-
Scotland, Black
Too
Rain?
much sunshine.
Yeah, it's never sunny there, right?
It could be the Netherlands, but I find, I
Um,
haven't seen any signal because that.
Oh,
Wait,
people are in
France?
bathing suits. Wow. All right.
There's castles.
Can we
everywhere.
zoom on that? Yeah. on
Yeah, I
that
was just thinking
thingy?
about that. Oh, hang on. Let's see what
What
this
does
is.
it
There's a
say?
sign there too.
Damn good coffee. Okay.
Okay,
And
yeah.
this.
What's on the
here.
sign?
Nope.
European flag.
European Union flag on that on the bottom.
Yeah,
of the sign.
underneath.
Right there. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So European Union.
Oh, let's go.
And
look at
there's
the
a couple of
cars.
signs in the back. Yeah.
Oh, there's
I
Cars.
would
in the parking lot.
say.
Okay. We can't zoom in there. We see some signs. No castle like castles in the Netherlands, though. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So
I also don't. I've never seen this in the Netherlands
Here,
as well.
here's a sign too.
Yeah, I'm not feeling too
Oh.
strong of a Netherlands vibe here.
No.
Especially because you have sort of an
France
open
or-
waterway
Oh,
there.
Aha.
Usually in the
No,
Netherlands,
this
you've
is
got
like
canals.
Croatia.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
like I would say. Yeah.
Narva. Huh. Wow.
Yeah, maybe
Southeast Europe.
Prague.
Czechoslovakia. I mean, somewhere in there, right?
Yeah. Czechoslovakia.
So
yeah,
we've got
definitely.
like a river that's coming around. All right. So anybody else? So we definitely see EU. So you're thinking like Croatia,
I think
Serbia?
a little further
Croatia,
north. I
Serbia.
think,
a little bit up
I
north.
think on
Yeah.
your vegetation, you know,
Or
you might
Slovenia, yeah, or something, or Croatia, something like that.
think somewhere a little further north, maybe even.
Someone suggested Serbia in the chat, but I don't know how.
Czechia,
Yeah, but it
No,
looks
no,
a little
not
bit
Austria.
too.
further east.
Not Austria.
Hungary.
No,
I mean,
No.
no. Are
no.
there any
Hungary has
capitals?
has different letters. I would say either Croatia or Slovenia, but that would be like my guess. I'm not like.
All right. Well, we have 11 seconds, so
Nail it right there.
Right here?
Estonia, someone
Yeah,
says.
let's-
Yeah, Montenegro. Yeah,
oh no.
Wow.
Oh, wah,
We
wah,
sucked.
wah. Wow, we were really those
We were-
people wearing bikinis.
Ashish
Yeah.
said Estonia there. So
yeah. He
Oh,
said,
man.
and we were deceived by the fact that it was really warm, like
Hmm.
incredibly warm. For
Wait,
like,
so is it Estonia or is it Russia? Hang on.
I think it's in the border somewhere.
if you
yeah.
ask a Russian, it's the same thing, right?
Haha. It actually is.
My friend
It's
Vladimir.
right on the border there. Wow.
Yeah.
Because
That's probably why they built a castle there.
oh, and maybe that's also why it was a trekker.
Yeah, there's probably
see.
the cool.
Yeah,
well,
let's go to
good,
Europe.
good,
But
good.
Russia's
Oh,
not in
wow.
the EU, so it would have
Narva
to
Castle.
Yeah.
Ashish says it was the Narva Castle. So you see, so that was a good. Yeah, that was close. But how many days do Estonians have that they have like they wear a bikini? It's probably like a week, 2 weeks.
Well,
a
you know
year?
what?
realize people in colder places are acclimated to the cold, so they're probably doing
It's
that
true.
in 55 degrees, right?
Yeah. All right.
It's true.
Yeah. Okay. And we didn't see like EST or anything like that on the sign. It was just
No.
the EU sign. We did see deciduous trees, but gosh, we were way off.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little disappointing, but that's all right. Hey? And here's their alphabet.
Sorry, guys.
That's okay. That's all right. We've got 2 more rounds. We got this.
All right.
Here we go. Next round. Here we go. Help us out, everybody. All right. So we got some pineish trees here, too,
Yeah.
and deciduous. Again, a trekker. So this is something on. Let's see. This is on a pedestrian or a bicycle.
Yeah.
Let's see. There's something over there, but I don't think I can go over there. Nope. We're gonna go up here to the street.
Yeah.
Let's get ourselves a
Here we
sign.
go.
Oh, here we go.
Got some signs there.
Something Lavanuma.
Not Western Europe. Don't recognize that language at all.
Okay, but we're driving on the right-hand side of the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say Eastern Europe again,
Wait,
but
here's a gas station or something coming up on the right, on the left. Let's see if we can zoom in on that. What's that? That does not help us at all. Oh, it gave us the two first ones and lulled us into a sense of.
Someone suggested Latvia. I think we might still be looking at the Baltics here again. I don't think
Yeah.
that's far
Are you
off.
sure? No, I don't know. What is that?
Pusalas.
Pusalas. Yeah, I think.
Baltazar?
Yeah, having been burned by the
Wait,
last.
oh, this is probably the Baltics. Yeah, look at that. Pedro
Yeah.
Or maybe
Technica. Okay. Let's see. So let's look at the license plates. I can't see that.
Was it on the right side of church, or was it like?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yes.
But
Is
no
it like
sign.
a Catholic or Orthodox church?
Doesn't look Orthodox
It's
to
not
me.
Orthodox, so you probably think that's
Poland?
Maybe
not
Poland.
Southeastern Europe, and so
It could be
Or-
Poland. Person walking a dog. Let's see.
just feel
Anybody
more
else?
North European.
Bosnia? Yeah, I mean, we have 1 minute left, people. What do you think? I mean, I'm definitely getting an Eastern Europe vibe.
Yeah.
Pepsi. It's in
Oh,
America.
America, yeah.
All right.
I have no idea.
All right. Well, let's just see what river this is.
Aha.
Oh,
The Baltazar Canal.
which is where?
No
I don't
idea.
know.
Yeah, but
Oh, that's- all right. So we're going to do Bosnia, Croatia.
yeah.
I'm thinking Northern Europe, but I'll go with the.
Yeah, I think it's a little more northern. We saw like some birch trees and stuff there. I mean, it could be up kind of in the mountains.
or even
but-
like
So
around
Slovenia,
Finland.
like here?
I have
Further
no
north.
idea.
I
How
don't
do
know.
we have to?
Hedge our bets and put it right in the center.
Like near Estonia, Latvia.
All right. Well, somebody says Latvia. Let's find.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go up here. What the heck?
Oh.
I'm going with Latvia. And
How
we'll
about
go to the
northeast
water.
Poland? Northeast Poland there somewhere.
Oh, okay. Let's go to Lithuania and we'll just see what
Okay.
happens.
Yeah, cool.
All right.
Oh, it
Not
was
bad.
Latvia. It was
Yeah.
Latvia. Thanks, Ashish. We're gonna listen to you next time. I swear. but you got to tell us why you think it's Latvia. All right, you got to tell us why. Just saying it's Latvia is not really compelling to us. All right. Hey, but that's not a bad score.
That's
You know,
No.
219 meters off. Kilometers. Sorry.
Kilometers, meters.
Whatever. All right. Last one. Let's see if we can do this. All right. Here we go. Okay. I'm
Water.
picturing some water. Yeah.
Pretty big body of water.
I'm
too.
thinking this is up in Norway, Finland, and all.
Yeah.
See, we are, or that sign looked American actually.
Yeah, Alaska or something.
Canada.
Or Maine.
Canada.
Let's see.
Definitely up
Somewhere,
north.
so those like fishing place.
I'm not seeing any signs.
I've got a truck there.
Boats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep going.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
no.
not very European.
American style.
No, I
North
definitely
American
think
style.
North
That's
America.
a GMC. That's American.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do they have-
So
We're in the States or maybe Canada, I guess.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
there's
Yeah,
the bus.
what could be more? Oh,
Charter. Yeah, that would be definitely America. Question is it Alaska or is it Maine? Or like
Or
Portland
Canada.
or Canada? Yeah. All right, let's do this. I'm going to reset back to the start and we're going to go the other direction, just see what we can find.
Okay.
Yeah, we're definitely driving on the right-hand side of the road. There's a sign right up there.
So Maine, that's northeastern US, isn't it?
Yeah, northeast. I mean, they're low buildings. Could
Yeah.
be Nova
so
Scotia.
definitely a windswept low area in the north, right?
Well, and there's no like big barrier here like this gets waves, so I'm thinking it's not oceanic.
Yeah, it's like maybe on
yeah,
the
good
St.
idea.
Lawrence or something like that.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
a
not-
bay.
Yeah, a big
Like
bay.
a sort
or
of a big
river.
bay.
Someone suggested Michigan. Would that fit? Because you've got one of the lakes there, isn't there? I don't know.
I think that it would be more populated. Look at the low trees. I mean, we don't have like
Yeah.
lots and lots of trees.
It
I'm
looks
thinking
like-
more north.
Yeah, and
definitely
it looks like it
looking
gets
pretty
snow
far
probably in the winter because you can see like how the vegetation is all like burned from the
Yeah,
from
it's
the-
like almost like a tundra kind of thing. Right?
Mhm. Yeah,
All right.
I would say that.
I'm thinking more Alaska, but
Yeah, I think you're either looking at you're too far north for Maine, I think. I think you're looking at Canada if you're looking at the Atlantic side, or you're looking at Alaska.
It's an area with low temperatures in winter. All right, so what do we think? Alaska?
Possible.
Let's do it. I mean,
Again,
Alaska's
not
pretty small.
somewhere right on the coast. This is a protected water area, somewhat.
All right.
It's a big body of water, but I don't think you're looking at the Pacific Ocean there.
Like right here. How's that? I got 8
Let's
seconds.
Try.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Oh, it was.
It was Canada.
Oh, massive fail. Oh,
It was going to be
wow.
all or nothing, wasn't it? It's either Alaska or it's Eastern.
Yeah.
But actually, like, I don't feel that we got it wrong. I mean, I feel that we got it completely right. Just the
reason
Exactly.
is okay, actually.
No, I feel like we got it right too. It's just we were wrong. But no, I mean, I get what you're saying, Anish, that
Yeah.
we had all the clues and we were in a northern latitude. We were on the water in a protected area. Yeah, absolutely.
And we knew that we were in the North American continent, and that like it was definitely over like a certain latitude. So I don't think we were that wrong. I
I
mean,
should have pushed harder on the St.
and-
Lawrence, I guess.
And I mean, we were, and look, this is in a kind of a protected area.
Yeah.
So
mhm.
yeah. Oh yeah, that was surprising. Wow.
You still got
Yeah.
some points there.
Thanks, Andy. Andy says, great guess if you were playing continent guesser, but damn it, Andy. Absolutely right.
True.
All right, let's view this. Oh, I'm so sad. Oh, 15,900 is not bad. Now, for those of you that are just joining us, we are playing the Geoguessr game, and we are going to be doing this every day this week. That's right. I'm going to be doing a live stream every day at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 2100 hours UTC. This week, I'm going to be doing a live stream, doing a whole bunch of different open source intelligence things Monday through Friday. And Dinesh and other people are going to be on the stream as well. So thank you for your help. And our goal this week is to beat 15,000, whatever that was, and make it a little bit closer. Well, good. But that was fun. That was fun. And that was some great detective work there, I think. Cool. All right. So for those of you just joining us, we are halfway through our live stream over here. We are OSINT Curious. Anesh and Stephen and John and I are on. We are now going to be shifting our focus from playing the game and warming up on heightening our senses. And Inesh, you are going to share with us some genealogy open source intelligence. You want to tell us a little bit about genealogy and open source intelligence and what that is, and then you just tell me when to share your screen, and I'll do that, okay?
Yeah, so I think for a start, we can talk about how I got interested in genealogy. And one of the reasons is that it's quite similar to OSINT. So if you're OSINT curious, you will probably like genealogy because the idea and the process is exactly the same. So we have certain clues to start, and then we try to find more things. And there are some things that are very, that identify people. So for example, their name or their birthday. And there's those contextual clues that we also use in OSINT, like saying that person was from the army, or that they were a teacher, or something like that. And this is one of the reasons I love genealogy, because it's always a detective work, and it's always trying to find, that one clue that will get you one step further and one grandparent further. And it's really exciting and rewarding to find things.
So, Inesh, why would you use genealogy in what is the purpose of using the genealogy? I mean, we can find a whole bunch of things about people's families online as is. What does genealogy offer that really is important to the world of open source intelligence?
Well, I would say that, first of all, it's a very unexplored area. So there's not a lot of people doing OSINT in genealogy platforms. And so for that reason alone, it's interesting because it can get you an extra leverage that maybe some people haven't overlooked. Also because of that, I think there hasn't been that many stories about, genealogy breaches, and people are probably not that much aware that their data is still searchable. And actually, it's one of the areas where people are more open and they're more willing to share and to speak with others and with complete strangers. So it's one of the few situations where I can see people sharing their phone and their email to just work together on a research. For example, if they have the same great-great-grandfather, for example. So people are very open. And this would be like one of my main suggestions if you're like a private investigator or if you're doing research on a family, like even Facebook groups on that family's name, like the stewards from this place in Maine. So they will probably have like a Facebook group. And if you go there and if you ask things, people are very willing to share because it's something that kind of unites people and people are more keen to talk about. So this would be another reason. And also because there's a lot of databases with very interesting information. And this is one of the things I wanted to show you today, because I think it's not that very well known in the OSINT community, and it can actually make a big difference, not only in OSINT, but also in social engineering and other more offensive, let's say, approaches. So yeah.
Tell us a little bit about those databases. Are we talking just free databases that people can search in, like Family Tree Now type of thing, or do you have to purchase subscriptions? I remember years ago I did the Family Tree thing for myself, and we did it in Ancestry, but I had to have the $130 per year thing. So are there open databases for this, or is everything closed?
No, there are a lot of open databases, and of course, even for those that are closed, you can get a lot of information through like Googling with Boolean selection. So even Ancestry.com or MyHeritage, if you are searching for a certain name and you put site MyHeritage.com or Ancestry.com, it's quite possible that you get like a profile, and then you can always think about, purchasing or not the license. So maybe I'll share my screen now, and I'll show you one very cool tool that is completely free. It's in Portuguese, so I'm sorry about that, but it's my profile. But I don't know if you are already seeing my screen.
Yep, we can see your screen.
So basically,
hey, 1 second, Ines. So you've logged in, but you're logged into a free account, or is this a paid account?
No, this is a free account. So Family Search is the platform from the Church of, I'm going to try to...
Latter-day Saints?
Yeah, the Church of Jesus Christ of the Latter-day Saints, exactly.
They're deep into this. Back in the 90s, when I would do research projects at National Archives and things like that, they always had a ton of people there pulling all these records. So they have a very, very deep holding.
They do. And it's completely free. So you can register for free and you can do all your research for free. So here on the top, one of the options they have, it says here pesquisar, which is in Portuguese, but it basically is research, right? And here you have registration, images, family tree, genealogies, catalog, and wiki of research. Now, registrations, for example, allows you to do research by names and dates for a lot of locations. I'm going to try to see if I can change my profile to English. I think I can do that because I should have thought about this before.
All right, I'm going to remove that so that if anything sensitive appears on your screen, we don't see it.
Thank you.
Let us know when you're back.
Yeah, so basically...
Go ahead, I was going to say, are you done yet?
No.
Okay, you keep doing that. John, Stephen, have you ever used genealogy in investigations? John used to be a private investigator. Do you ever come into that?
Some of these, I mean, like your Family Tree Now, Ancestry.com, these are great places, especially when you're maybe doing some pivoting and trying to figure out, okay, who's in this person's family? They've got a lockdown profile. I need to find family members and get some better access into what's happening with this person's life. You can find obituaries and other things like that, newspaper articles that talk about people in the family, siblings, parents, kids. And these genealogy sites are fantastic for finding that kind of information.
Okay.
Yeah. You forget, maybe showing our age a bit, but you forget if you go back more than 20 years, like the world data wasn't digitized, but actually family trees and those kind of records are one of the biggest sort of data sets that exist in the sort of pre-internet era. There's loads of stuff to find. I know it's kind of I guess it's kind of a sad subject, but I know a lot of my colleagues in law enforcement, when they would deal with abuse cases that people reported maybe 30, 40 years after they'd happened back in the 70s or the 80s. So actually finding out who was living where at what point and who was related to who and what the family structure was like, that kind of stuff, especially Ancestry.com, has been really, really helpful. So I know a lot of investigators still make use of it.
Cool.
And realize the basis of a lot of this data is open source data that has been so for decades and centuries. You're talking about birth records and marriage records and stuff like that that are typically recorded at a courthouse or somewhere like that. And this is all open source data and has been for a very, very long time. And now it's becoming digitized and put on the internet where you don't have to go down to the courthouse or the National Archives. It's there available on the internet.
Okay.
I don't think I can change the language. I've changed the country where I'm supposedly from, but I don't seem to be able to change the language. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to translate my own page. So that should at least make it easier for everyone to keep up. Let's see.
All right. Are you ready to?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay,
Let's see if my
sharing your
computer-
screen again. I just want to be respectful of you, make sure I don't share
It's
something out
fine,
that's
it's
sensitive,
fine.
like we talked about before the.
Yeah.
All right, tell us more.
Okay, so it
there
should
we
be
go.
translated. Yeah. So it's translated by Google, but it should be fine. So here, for example, if you would be looking for example, a person, let's pick up a name of a super cinema star. So we have a Portuguese actress that's really well known, which is Daniela Roa, and she's one of the stars of NCIS. So, for example, Daniela Roa, let's just not put a birthplace, but see what pops up. So you can search for a certain last name, for example, in a certain location. So let's see, you want to see all people named Dos Santos in a certain village, like small village. Okay, so here you can see all of the records. So we can know now that, well, probably we could have Googled this, but for most people, you can't Google it that fast, that Daniela Roa was born in the 2nd of December of 1983. She probably moved to New York City in 2009. And maybe here, for example, we could find her parents or her birth certificate for someone else. So as you can see, for example, I don't want to go into if this is open data, but all of these registrations have a register, and sometimes they have a photo. And that means that there's a picture of that registration. So you get information like birth dates, where were people living at a certain time, names of brothers, sisters, parents. And this is a lot of useful information when you're trying to pivot, for example, in social media, and you're not finding something on someone. You can maybe find something on their brother or sister after you've used family search to kind of map their family tree. So here, for example, we can see an example of a person in Peru that was born at a certain date, and you can have their name, you can have where they were born, you will have the name of the priest, you will have the occupation of the parent, you will have the address. So this is Sec Miguel Grau, lot 13. So you have a lot of information just based on a really fast research on family search. So this is registrations. I'm going to try to translate it again, English. So you can also search for example, images. Images is basically doing research for places. So if you want to look for pictures of, when you're doing geolocation, for example, with fact checking, and you want to see how a certain location was long time ago, you can also do that. But here it also gives you like sometimes newspapers or birth certificate books from that specific location. So I'm going to try to do like, I'm not sure they have anything on Dubai, but I'm going to try to do like somewhere, let me see, a small village in Germany. Let me
So
see.
while you're figuring out the place, this is international. I mean, we just saw something from Peru. These digitized documents are from all over the world.
Exactly. I mean, you can basically go through here you can visualize the map, and you can go through, for example, the entire world and try to see what kind of images they have for each location. So they will have like, for example, let's try here in the US, for example, and redo search by area, and they will give you like all the images they will have for that location. Okay, so here they have like migration records. They will have here migration records, then inheritance records, guardianship records. So, I mean, it's a world. You can get a lot of information. If it's a small town, you can understand, for example, how properties have passed through families. And here at the end, I also wanted to show you souvenirs, which is really cool because here is kind of like a small Facebook where people will basically put a lot of pictures of their family and their ancestors. And here you can also find a lot of information. Now here we can, so this is my gallery because I work with Jewish genealogy, in case you didn't know.
It's kind of evident there, yeah.
And so here when you go to search, you can try to search for anything you would like. So you can search for basically anything that people have written in the tags of that image. So let's imagine, Mika, that I'm really interested in your family, right? So
okay. Tell me where you're going here.
So here, for example, you will have like a lot of people that are probably cousins of cousins of cousins, but of you, and they will be sharing like their personal documents, their pictures, the graves, the pictures of the family. And like once you're looking for a specific family that has a very specific last name, this will become even more interesting because some last names are so rare that you can actually try to make the family tree quite fast using these tools. So here you can get a good idea of how you can use like family search for basically trying to find information on people, location, families, making kind of like a timeline from how people have, like that family has moved, for example, to a certain country or to a certain city and then changed. And all this information is free. It's here, it's available. And most of it is searchable by like keywords or by name or by location. They also have here in the books, let me see. So they also have here a catalog. And the catalog basically is a catalog of the entire world of everything they have. And you can also search for locations, for last names, for titles. And usually I use this a lot to search for locations. So let's imagine we would be interested in Casablanca. I'm not sure they have anything about this. Let's try in Chile, Casablanca. So we are interested in people in this city for some reason, or we're trying to understand better like a family in the city. Here they will give you like all the records they have for Casablanca. So here now you have the parochial, so the church records from 1697 to 1983. And you can basically go and search for like the baptism or the documents that, like, the information about the wedding of the grandparents of someone you're interested in. And usually due to like privacy issues, they will stop. Sometimes they will stop 1950. Sometimes, like here, we have data up to 1983. And sometimes they will have actually, usually deaths, they will have up to 2020 sometimes. So yeah, so that's really, really interesting and useful.
Do you find, Ines, there's a difference between countries in terms of how much data is available for each one? Like, are there big differences?
Yeah, so there are some differences. I think Family Search probably has a better grasp on Latin America and the North America. In Europe, you have a lot, but most of it is of more difficult access. So they will have sometimes, so this is a good example because we have the key here. So this means that this record isn't open, so you can't see it, but you have to go to their family centers. So they will have a lot of them around the world. Probably in your city they have one, and it's free. You can go there and do the research, but they have this as sort of as a barrier so that people will have to go there. They will have to state why they are interested in the, for example, weddings of this city, Casablanca in Chile, and then they will have you give you access so that you can search on these like records that are closed with the key. But there's a lot of them who aren't like closed. So there's a lot of them that you can just search and check and try to find things. Some of them are indexed, so those are the ones that you can find here in the registrations. Some of them are indexed already, and some of them are not indexed. That means that you have to go to the location and just view image by image by image and then go and search.
So Ines, one other question. What would be something that would drive some OSINT person in their investigation to say, I should check out Genealogy and those types of sites versus using some other tool? Is it, I mean, obviously mapping out family members and all would be helpful, but is it, I guess, you know, is this in your process of doing general open source intelligence kind of towards the beginning of, hey, I have a person, let's find out who's around by using Genealogy? Or is this, let's look at all the other data and then come here?
I think it kind of depends on your goal. So I would say as a social engineering tool, Genealogy is amazing. So it opens a lot of doors. So if you're looking at, like, if it's law enforcement and they're trying to find a way to like interact, for example, with someone, probably saying that they have the same great-great-grandfather is a really good way to start like a chat or an exchange of emails. Or even, for example, to go around to, like in this case, imagine it's a criminal and you want to go to the criminal's village and you want to talk with people about that family without raising too much suspicion. And probably if you say like, look, my great-great-grandfather was from here, his name is this, and like everything adds up, then it will be much easier to like blend in and make some questions and like, who are my cousins? Where is this cousin of mine? And it's a very good way to like break the ice, and people are very willing to speak to you about it. Another thing is actually, for example, one of the options that we have here is to do a search, okay? And to do a search is basically to search for someone that already is in the database. Now, Family Search, instead of like MyHeritage, is kind of like a Wikipedia of genealogy. So that means that people can edit everyone, like each other's information, right? You cannot search for someone who's still living for privacy reasons, but you can search, for example, for people that are no longer alive. And that means that if, for example, you know of in some way that the person you're interested is doing genealogy or may have done genealogy, then it may be interesting to see if they built, for example, the profiles of their grandparents or their great-great-grandparents. So if I start and I'll just mingle your names and I search for John and I'm Narciso, for example, let's try to see what we can find. Probably will find something. Oops, something went wrong. Let's try again. Yeah, so here it gives you the results of the people it did find with this name. It's probably going to be people somewhere in, I don't know. So here we have some people that are cousins of mine, probably. Okay, some in the US and some, yeah, so basically Italy, some in Portugal, some in, I think, Italy, Mexico. But let's imagine that, like, the person that I was really interested in is, like, this is his great grandfather, right? So if you open a profile of someone, let's see, my internet is not as fast as we would like. If when we open the profile of someone, we get all this information on the person, but another very useful thing for OSINT is we also get the person who did the editing. So we get the data on the person that did the editing. So if you're looking at someone that you are sure that has been using these platforms, then maybe you can try to see, for example, who did the editing. Now here on the right side, you can see, like, who did the editing on this profile, so on these latest changes. Now, the advantage of this is that usually people in these platforms, on the contrary to social media or to other more like open and more mainstream platforms, they will leave like their email, or they will leave like their phone, or, well, usually it's their email.
Some sort of contact information, so other researchers can contact.
So if I click here, for example, I'm not sure. Here it just says send a message, right? So this means that I have to send a message through the platform. However, it's very common. This was all by the same person. Yeah. So, but it's very common that here, when I click here, for example, that an email will also appear. So people are scared that they will not see the message on the platform, so they will give their own email. And this is also very useful because it allows us to get an email from someone that we were working on, for example. So, and I think that's it, basically.
Well, I guess another question I have is we know we know that people can go back in time and learn about their ancestors. I mean, the whole point of family trees is to figure out, where you're from. The question I would have is like, how far back do you go in investigations? I guess that would be determined based upon what data you're trying to look for, right? If you just need brothers and sisters and current family members, that's one thing. But
I think you have a couple different angles here where you might be looking for a person who is contributing to one of these platforms. You might be able to contact them through it. Or again, like we discussed earlier, you might just be looking for those immediate family members, siblings, parents, and that sort of thing.
So I've seen family trees where people can opt to show live people. It's like crowdsourced family trees where they will show live current people. On some platforms, I know that they hide that data, but yeah.
So here I have an example. For example, I just found this website, just like looking for someone. It says here, I'm not part of this family website, so that means that like I can't see everything. But still, if you look at it, like there's a lot of information that's being shared, like the pictures of the people and the family gatherings, just by like going to this family website. I'm not sure I can see the pictures, but very often you can actually see the pictures and the people, the reunion, their family, where they have been. Sometimes they will share like where they're going to meet next, so that may be also relevant information. And this is an example of a platform that is more closed, which is MyHeritage. But for example, I left here a forum. It's in Portuguese because it's a Portuguese genealogy forum. But I'm sure that in every country, like there's a lot of forums that do this. And I just did a search for email, and you can see like, I don't know how many results there is here, but there's a lot of people like openly sharing their email, like saying, look, this is and here I think it's only looking for the topic. So if I'm looking for the message, so I'm looking like, I'm going to write my email. So in Portuguese, there's a lot of people in these forums that will say like, look, this is my email, and they will share it very openly. So like here I have 2,331 results of people saying my email. So my email is blah, 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 blah. And if you search for like here, like people's names, they will be very open. Like my name is here, I come from here, I'm searching for this and that. And this can also be very useful. So my advice would always be try to see like in your reality, in your country, and what there exists, what kind of resources there is. Like this the family search resource is actually worldwide, so you can use it always, but there's some like local resources, and try to see like if possibly there's some information on the family. I think there's a lot of OSINT purposes to it, even if it's just to do like, for example, some profiling to understand what kind of background that person has. If you're interested, for example, in making an approach, or eventually like as a criminal, to understand what kind of background the person has, how they were like brought up. There's a lot of useful information in genealogy.
And there are a ton of sites, like, and as said, that can be very focused on certain groups. Like my earliest ancestors came from the Netherlands into New York when it was still a Dutch colony, and there are like website groups that just focus on families at that time. But if you do want to look into something like this, like take their surname, take the last name, use a keyword like genealogy or something like that, and you may find some of these groups, and you may find people talking about the family today, not just 400 years ago or whatever.
Or, yeah. I mean, I think, Ines, you started out with you can put this in a search engine, searching for like you said, John, that family name, that surname, and family tree, or right. Finding brothers or something like that. We have some of our listeners have been sharing like different use cases, like for runaways, maybe identifying a grandparent that they may have stayed with or something, or for reparations or land and property disputes. Yeah, go ahead.
Exactly, to see like what people, if people are hiding like that they have like a brother that could have like passed, for example, some property. There's a lot of reasons that genealogy could be really, really useful. Also in terms of like heritage, and when there's like competition about, like dispute about like heritage assets, there's a ton of useful information. I would say for myself, I think the most interesting one is actually social engineering, and using it as a pivot for actually engaging maybe in a conversation when you're like in law enforcement or something. But there's a lot you can do. And here, for example, if you're just, even if you have like if you're looking for a name, and I'm going to put my own name, and then you put site myheritage.com, for example, you will probably get my profile. So this is a good example. No, you don't. Oh, here it is. But here is a good example of like things that you can try to do, and you can try to search and it's a good way also to approach. And some people, for example, in MyHeritage will have like pictures of their profiles, probably pictures of themselves that they don't have like on social media. And I would say another interesting thing is that there's a lot of people, older people, that are not on social media. You will not find them on Facebook. You will not find them probably on Instagram, but you will find them on genealogy websites.
Very cool. So I think one of the things I'm thinking, wouldn't it be nice to have a blog post about genealogy and OSINT? What do you think, Nash?
I think it will be very, very, very nice, and I will get my hands on it.
Awesome. Terrific. Thank you so much for sharing all of that. I know this is like your job during the week, so doing it here on the weekend with us, it's very special for us, and it gives us just a glimpse of what's inside. So that is terrific. Thank you. And Turbush and Stephen, thank you for also providing use cases. Or Stephen, thank you for doing all those things with your hands to help us understand things while we were yeah, exactly. All right. So I think we're at the end of our show, everybody. That is another hour of our lives. And I think I've learned a lot. First off, I learned where it's warm in Europe and not to always go towards the Mediterranean. And thanks for the information about genealogy. I guess we'll go around the horn here. Stephen, any last words before we log off here?
No, other than say thank you to Ines, because I genuinely, am completely ignorant when it comes to genealogy as an OSINT resource, but I've learned a ton in the last half hour. Thank you.
Yeah. John?
Yeah, I think it's a great resource, especially if you're doing, like she said, some social engineering where it's good to know family or a local town, what people live there, if it's a small town, or doing asset stuff. It's definitely worth checking these things out, even just finding obituaries and things like that.
Cool. Ines, any last words for us?
Yeah, I mean, if you do like OSINT, you will like genealogy as well. So I hope some of the people who are listening are like going to get that small, tiny thing of maybe I'll try it as well, because it has a lot to do with Google searching. Like most resources are online. So you can probably, if you're good at OSINT, you will be a very good genealogist for sure.
Very cool. And everybody, thank you so much for being with us for this last hour. For those of you that are new, we are OSINT Curious. Our banner's been going back there, been going at the bottom of the screen for a while. For those of you that maybe want more of this or more of different type of open source intelligence, how do we find stuff online? Like I said, I and my colleagues, not necessarily these colleagues, but more other people in OSINT Curious are going to be doing a live stream all this week, the 26th through the 30th, Monday through Friday at 2100 hours UTC, which is around 5 p.m. Eastern, well, which is 5 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be starting off with our Geoguessr warm-up like we did today, and then we'll be moving into different things. We've got OSINT capture the flags that we're going to be trying to solve here online with your help. We've also got some blog posts that we've written maybe in the past couple of years, and we're going to bring those back to life and test them out and see which ones are still useful and show you some hands-on things. I know that some people ask for some tools, like how do I build, my OSINT toolbox? And while we try not to focus on OSINT tools, I think this week we're going to go into some command line tools, some Python tools. We're going to have some fun. So stick around, join us, subscribe to our YouTube, subscribe to our Twitch, follow us on Twitter. And I think overall, I just want everybody to stay OSINT curious. What about you all?
Yes.
They should stay curious. All right. Take care, everybody. Thank you so much for spending your Sunday with us.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.